plug and play. And so when the flow switch is deployed in the site, the INAS will discover the flow switch automatically, and INAS will send a notification to OSS, and OSS can start start to manage the flow switch through the INAS. So this is a very essential and a very important feature for the to the Rakuten. So let me describe the step of the sequence of the PMP from the end to from the beginning to the end. So this is the sequence chart of our plug and play. And so the yeah, let me describe about this. The first step of the PMP is started from the OSS triggering the INAS instantiation. But before INAS is instantiated by OSS, the vendor, it means Dasan, should share some firmware to the Artifactory to let it use for the flow switch while the plug and play procedure. So the first step of our PMP is that we have to upload the firmware into the Artifactory, and that will be used to the flow switch during its PMP procedure. And then OSS start to instantiate our EMS, INAS. The name of our EMS is INAS. And INAS is, to make INAS is instantiated, some OpenStack regarding the OpenStack artifact related information, and some host name and the FQDN and the IP address should be required. So based on that information through the NSO and ESC, finally by the CVM, our INAS is instantiated. So this is already designed and already tested in Kiva. And so all of the information regarding the INAS instantiation is already occupied by the OSS. So OSS will know and manage our INAS, and OSS already knew the specification of API, what the INAS is support to manage the flow switch through the INAS. And when the INAS is after the INAS is instantiated, the connectivity is checked by the ICMP ping from the ESC. So when the INAS is instantiated successfully, ESC will check the ICMP ping. Then if it's reachable, the ESC notify the instantiation is completed. And then NSO will assign the FQDN and IP to the will register our FQDN and IP into the DNS inside of the CPNR, because this information is used to the DHCP option for the flow switch. So the INAS FQDN and regarding some DSCP and the DSCP option is really important for the flow switch PMP. So the step 8 and 9 is basic information for the flow switch, the PMP perspective, and and also when our EMS is instantiated, the IP pool for the flow switch is also configured. So the IP pool will be assigned into the CPNR. And the whole procedure is done, the total, the finally EMS instantiated is completed. So this is the sequence of the INAS instantiated. And this is day one configuration for the INAS to make it possible, make the flow switch GTP is running possible. So after the INAS is instantiated, the OSS start to send five types of payload as a day one configuration. And the first one is OSS should be registered itself as a notification subscriber. This is mandatory to receive any notification from INAS, because while just let me call the GTP in the flow switch case of the flow switch is PMP. So when the flow switch GTP is running in the flow switch, INAS will send any information to the OSS. The flow switch is discovered and flow switch is start to initialize, and flow switch is commissioning is finishes like that. So that this kind of notification should be forwarded to the OSS to let it know that the progress of the GTP. So the register the notification subscription is really important. And then every single flow switch export the performance management the raw data file to the certain FTP server. So the OSS also have to indicate pass some information to the INAS where the FTP server is and the credential as well. So and then also every the flow switch also upload its the initial configuration. So that we just call it CM raw data file, configuration management raw data file. So to let it push to the FTP server, also this information is required. And then while the GTP procedure, the flow switch will download the firmware, and it will run with that, and the flow switch will run with that firmware. So in this case, also the OSS also have to let INAS know where is FTP for the firmware to download. And then the last the payload for the day one is Artifactory information. It means maybe you may remember that the first step of our sequence is coming from the vendor upload the firmware into the Artifactory. It means if the vendor upload the firmware into the Artifactory, and the INAS will download the Artifactory periodically if any new firmware is deployed into the Artifactory. So to let this scheme possible, the OSS only send one time to the certain the path of the some information file inside of the Artifactory. So if OSS let know the INAS where the firmware information file is located inside of that factory, then INAS will periodically check that file from the Artifactory and then read that file. And inside of that file, there should be some details about the new firmware. So that we will, based on that information, the INAS will download the firmware from that. So that is described in the step 18 and 19. So from the 13 to 17, this is a day one configuration from OSS. And based on this information, our the GTP of flow switch is ready to start. And yes, and as I explained already, the new firmware is automatically updated based on the logic. To read the firmware info file from that factory. Then, based on that information, we will download the firmware because the firmware info file include the version and the path of the firmware in the Artifactory. Yeah, so if anything is updated inside the Artifactory, we will download the firmware from the Artifactory. Then we will unload the firmware into the FTP server. If really if the firmware is the updated one. And also we just to let it use as a target firmware for the devices upgrade for the GTP. So that it's ready to start the GTP of the flow switch. So when the flow switch is plugged, turn on, it starts to send the DSP request to receive the IP. So the flow switch will send the DSP request through the edge switch to the CPNR, and it will receive the DSP reply with a DSP option. So the DSP inside of the DSP option that include the DNS server and the NTP server and also INAS FQDN. So the flow switch, based on this information, the flow switch can start to communicate to the INAS. So when the TSCP is discovered and the INAS, the FQDN is reserved, and any start to send the thread to the INAS. So, and when INAS, in this slide, here is a missing the actor here, but this is the INAS. And yeah, when INAS receive the trap, INAS start the GTP procedure. So when just at the beginning of the GTP, INAS send the notification, and that is initialization in progress. It means it's a start to the GTP. And when trap is constantly send it to the INAS until INAS send any set to set to stop to send the trap. So we just send some comment to the flow switch. Yes, INAS is recognize you. So and the trap sending is stopped at the time in the time, and also the INAS configure the trap host to the flow switch because INAS also had to INAS also has to receive the report the alarm or any notification from flow switch. And that is based on the SNMP, so that we need to receive the trap from the flow switch. So we have to configure the trap host into the flow switch. And to make it possible, to make it clear, we just try to write memory in the flow switch. Then we will check the necessary of the upgrade. If the person is same, is a match with the target firmware in the previous step here. If the same, the firmware upgrade is not not necessary, but the version is mismatch. It means it says not same. The INAS will upgrade the firmware of the flow switch. So the INAS let flow switch to download the firmware, and flow switch will download the firmware from the FTP server by itself. And the upgrade is done. We will get any notification from any. Then we will INAS let the flow switch reboot, and the flow switch is the reboot to apply the new firmware. Yeah, and the flow switch is booted up again, and it starts the step from 1224 again. When the flow switch boot up again, it will send a startup trap again, and also the INAS will send the set recognition. But in this case, it's already in the procedure of the initialization in progress. So the notification will be sent again, but the stage is still same. Yeah, and it's already deployed, and the version is maybe match. So go to the step to the 33. And this is the activity to collect the occurrence alarm from the flow switch. The ideal situation, maybe there would be no alarm inside of the flow switch right after it reboot, but make sure any occurrence alarm exists inside the flow switch. The INAS start to retrieve the active alarm, and yeah, and sorry, the arrow is the opposite. The left side should be, and sorry, and this notification should be sent to the OSS here. So when the synchronization of the alarm is finished, the initialization of the flow switch is completed. So the INAS will send the initialization is finished to the OSS as step 34. Then OSS received the initialization is completed. The OSS will assign the host name to the flow switch. So OSS send the host name of the flow switch to the INAS, and INAS will send another notification to the OSS. Yes, this is commissioning. So the commissioning is started and commissioning is in progress. So send the notification, then INAS will configure the host name to the flow switch. And the host name is configured, and the INAS will send the final notification to OSS, and that's commissioning is completed. So and all of the GTP procedure is done. The INAS collect the running config from the flow switch, and this is not the pure flow switch configuration itself. This is just some kind of the format that is already defined between OSS and INAS. So the some kind of a basic and essential the information is included inside of this the file. We just call it the CM low data file. And after synchronizing the running config and based on that information, the INAS will generate the CM low data file inside of our local repository. Then INAS will upload the CM low data file to the FTP server. And this file is shared, it will be used by the OSS. So this is our the plug and play sequence from the instantiate of EMS, then the flow switch deployment.